Uh, Hi, Anshika Singh.
So
This meeting is being recorded.
yeah.
All right. I would suggest that we start. First of all, thanks, Anshika ji, for taking time to explain this process to our community. And also, all the very best for your future assignment. So, welcome everyone to this info session on this Foreigners Advisory Board. I don't want to spell it in Deutsch, maybe I would be completely wrong. So, I will leave it up to Anshika ji to proceed with that German translation of it. So basically, we want to know how and why it matters to us because we are still Indian citizens. We are living here in Germany. What is this advisory board is all about? How does it helps us? Basically, how it matters to us. Okay, and of course, following when the elections will take place, who can vote, how to vote, because we are not familiar with this process of voting in Germany. Many of us, I would say. So we would also like to understand the whole process of voting, and then finally we want to listen from you. Like, okay, what kind of things you are planning to consider uh, in your agenda to support the community? Okay.
Yes.
So I would like to pass on now the stage to you. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Shitaji. So yes, that is the main sense of this session, that first to make our people aware of what this board is and what these elections are. So this is the Migrationsbeirat, that is the Foreigners Advisory Board, and these are elections for Munich. Yeah, these are local elections for Munich. So people living in Munich can vote, not the Landkreis Munich. So, and what is this board actually? So this board, Migrationsbeirat, consists of 40 people who are elected, and from this year, 10 more people can be appointed by the government. Yes. And what is the background for that? Because mostly, like we Indians from the East or so, and a few other communities, we didn't have much information or knowledge or awareness about these elections or board till now. So sometimes mostly the East European countries were dominant here in these boards. Yeah. Because they are like in Germany since quite some time and they know the system, they have been dominating. So that is why the government brought in this rule that, to have some representation also from the minor sections of the society, or the people that they think are good for the government and for the locals, they would appoint 10 more people from their side apart from the 40 elected. So what is the purpose of this board? The purpose of this board is actually to take care of the interests of foreigners living in Munich. Like if you have the German citizenship or not, doesn't matter. But that is the core of this board, to take care and stand up for the interests of the international diaspora living in Munich. Yes. And actually this body exists around, say, I think 1974 or so, and we have been having elections in so many years. But since this year now that we pressed it out, if you can see also on the U-Bahn sensor, do you see this Migrationsbeirat advertisement? I don't know if some of you notice, with such weird faces, like a face with a man and woman with mustache and nose, so like showing the Vielfalt or showing the colorful diaspora that we have in Munich. So this time, the first time, the government is also, encouraging it and spreading awareness. I think next time when you are in U-Bahn, you can see, on these advertisement boards, right? And how often it is elected? Every 6 years. Every 6 years are the elections. And I think last time was in 2017. And where do these people sit? These people, the Migrationsbeirat Mitglieder, means the board members sit in the Rathaus, and they have usually a good connection with the city council people. Yeah, the Stadtrat, we say, at Marienplatz. So like that is just a gist of what this board is, Migrationsbeirat. And like why it matters to us, because it matters to us because I think like mostly the other people or the East Europeans and so are active, they can always, if you have your people in this board, you have some representation at the government or the political level, like you can take the pain points, from different organizations or associations, like we have MATA and we have other Tamil Association, Gujarati Samaj, Malayali Association, so many North Indians as well. So we try to solve our problems, at the association level, at the individual level, but there is a link missing to the government. And this board is, like a basic bridge to provide a platform to connect, with the government. And, actually these people are the board members are the voice of their communities. Yeah. And they want to just take care of the best interest and bring the pain points of their communities, at least get them visible at a government platform and try to bring a solution to that. That's the basic idea. Because like for the local Munich or for the German state or like the country or the state of Bavaria, we have the normal elections, right? We have the normal elections for everything. For us particularly, this is a separate thing. And why it matters to us especially is these are the only elections. Germany is such a beautiful country that it offers you a right to vote even if you have a foreign passport. Like that's also new to many of us, like Indians, and I think we are quite happy to know that even with an Indian passport we can vote. Like many of you have received I think I'll tell later, the Wahlschein also. Like so many of us didn't know what this is. So we can vote even with an Indian or an international passport. And also we changed to German passport, like not 12 years before the election take place, then also you're eligible to vote. Because after 12 years, the government thinks now you're no more a foreigner, you are well integrated into the system. So that's a good thing about elections. And I think if a country, gives us this right and the opportunity, then we should spread awareness and we should exercise our right. And yeah, so that is why it matters to us as well. And why I got in here because we have so many pain points of our community as well. Like I'm socially active also in community service here in the German area as well, and I'm politically active since more than 3 years now. And then this election came up, then I had my colleagues and everyone said that I should also candidate, and it would be good that if India also gets a representation here. Yeah, and then we see like on Facebook and all every day there are so many pain points, like with the KVR Anmeldung people are asking, or with the city registration. Like lately someone was telling me they were actually from Landkreis Munich, but they were going to another KVR, and after 2-3 appointments that person got to know that's not the correct KVR for that person. And like the Ausländerbehörde, how the system works, the meetings and all, it's like really confusing at the start when you land up in Germany. You either ask if you don't have friends, you post on Facebook, you just ask people, you call KVR. So there is no one-stop shop or this. I think when you land up in Germany, or in Munich, there should be a training program or a welcome workshop half a day where all these bureaucratic processes are clear to you and in English, not in German. And you should have a booklet for that, right? I mean, that's the basic thing. Otherwise, we lose so many months and even a couple of years trying to find our way in the system, no? And then also, sometimes we are lost for a few years. And then also the cultural differences. I think there should be a welcome workshop also on cultural differences, because like this is my experience from many of my friends, that when you come here, like especially from India or from other countries in the East, there's a culture shock, like we are such open people and the culture here is totally different socially and also at office. And sometimes it's a nightmare, and the office culture is totally. So if we are aware of these topics initially itself, when we land in Munich, I mean, that would be good. So I would, like to propose something in this direction, and my colleagues would also support. I want to introduce my colleague Nima Liravi is also here. Hi, Nima. So you're muted. We still can't hear you. I think his audio is not working, or weak connection. We can't hear you, but I'll introduce you it. So Nima is, so we are candidating from a list 6, and Nima is at place 2. And I got him especially in the call because he's in the district committee already. So he's a great guy for this call. We can't hear you, Nima. I think your connection is not working well. Yeah. Then I was just telling, what we can do. Maybe Nima, you can tell also later when your connection works, what do you propose, and when we have more questions. And then another topic was also, the visa issues. Like I think many of us already know how difficult it is to get visas, like for our parents and so, and it takes months sometimes. They want to come in summer and they land up coming here in winter, and so. So I mean, we are a communal board like Munich board, but I think if we start escalating these topics, then we can reach the Bundestag or so, like, but we need to raise and escalate these topics, because I think we from the East, we are most concerned about our parents coming here, and so till now there has been no representation in this direction. Anyway, so you can ask about a candidature more later. I think when Nima's correction also works. And when is the election taking place actually? So it's on 19th of March, 2023. And but if you want to do postal voting, you can also do by 3rd of March. You can register yourself. So who can vote is clear, yeah? All the Indian nationals or the international nationals, foreign people, and if you convert it to German citizenship, then also it should be possible. I'll just share a link here. I think I can share my screen. I mean, if you are a German citizen now, so yeah. So you need to fill this form. I'm just writing in chat and send it to briefwahl.kvr@münchen.de before 3rd of March, so it tells that you're a German citizen. So why is this required? Because when you change to German citizenship, you are out of, the KVR data bank as an Ausländer, so automatically you are a German citizen now. If you fill this form and send it online, then they will take you in and then they send you the Wahlschein. So how it usually works is, I tell you. Yeah. So one is, so many of, I think most of us are Indian citizens here. So you must have received this Wahlschein. I think I showed it a couple of times. Yeah. So if you receive this letter from KVR, it means this is, this is your voter ID for this election. Like if we compare to India, we have one voter ID for all our life, right? That's the voter ID we take for all the elections. But here, for every election, you get separate voter ID. So this has the details of the booth where you need to go on 19th. It's a Sunday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. you can go, and it has your particular number, as a voter, right? And when you take this 19th, then you will get, a ballot like full of candidate list and so, and there you can fill in. I'll show you how it looks like. But if you are saying, if you feel that you don't want to go on 19th of March, in person, if you're not in Munich or you just don't want to go, you want to do postal voting, then you can also do postal voting. You can just register here online. It will take just 10 seconds, and I would recommend that you do postal voting. I'll write in the chat. If Shidaji, can you maybe open it and also share screen, because I think I can share screen. Let me see.
Yeah, you can share the screen. Yeah.
I can share?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Anshika. Yeah.
Time. Yeah. Okay, yes. Yes. So this link. So if you want to do postal voting, you can fill up this link. So it's a basic details, family name, birthday, your address, your email address, and then you say on my address is Shiken, and then you just tick this box. You can leave the second one. Yes, just tick this box and then absent. Yeah, so you do it before 3rd of March. If you want to do postal voting, you send this link, right? And then I think you and then you will receive, let me show you this letter. So I also registered for Briefwahl. I have to let go of the hint, this effect. Sorry for the not so professional background right now. So you will receive this letter if you do the postal voting. So this has the ballot card, and it has the candidate list, and how it looks like is like this is the candidate list, how it looks like, not like in India, just a couple. So it's a really big. And this you will also get on 19th if you go there. See, there's so many candidates. See, can you see that? Yeah. Yes. So this is this is the list you get also when you go on 19th of March. If you do postal voting, and do that. So what do we have in India is like we have the Congress, the BJP, the Samajwadi Party, and so, and we go and we just put a beep on the party we want to vote for, right? And that's it. But here the first thing is you need to mark with a pen. You need to give a cross. And there's nothing electronic. Germany is not so forward in that direction. Yes. And then so what are these lists? So we are candidating from list 6, if you can see, I'll take an example. The camera is not so good. So second number is Nima, my colleague who is here. First is Olga. She's from Ukraine. I am at 05, position 5, and there are many others. So we are 15. So what are these lists actually? Because many people, Indians, that's very new for us. So, in migrations, if you go to city elections, not the Migrationsbeirat or the state elections or Bundestag, you'll always see the party list like SPD list or the CSU list, the Greens list. But in Migrationsbeirat, no party can come and say, okay, that's a CSU list, that's an SPD list, yes. But people from these parties can come together and make their list. Like from our list, like Nima is from CSU, I am from CSU. I think 5 of us are from CSU, and others are, independent members who we think, are doing good community service, are socially active, and we can be a good team together to form a list. Like we can represent ourselves together. And the name of our list is AMM, Allianz Münchner Migranten. So you can always give a new name to your list. So this name we developed ourselves because it's not a party specific. But if you see on our pamphlets and so, it's written powered by CSU, because maybe, you know, CSU paid for the pamphlets, and so obviously we write their name, but it is actually so a party independent thing. Yes. So how does it work? So when you want to support someone or so, you can simply put a cross on the list. Like if you see it here, yeah, Wahlvorschlag 6, or any list that you want to support, you put a cross here. When you put a cross here, it means that you're automatically voting for all the members in the list, you know. So every member in the list can get 3 votes. When you'll see, you know, against each name are 3 blocks. It means you are, and we are 15, so you are voting for all of this. And it's always good that if you want to support a certain member, then you vote for the list, because it's a board of 40 members, you know. And for example, Nima gets in and no one from the list gets in, you know. And if he presents an application and no one else in the 40 board of members supports him, then what can he do? Or if I get in and if I present an application and the other 39 do not support me, then my application won't get forward. So it's always good when you want to support a person that you vote for the list, you know. That's like a basic thinking, or, you know, a basic that you must know. Yeah. Yes, I also attended, I think, like in 2020, I was active in the communal Val, and there we got this training, you know, that how to vote, and so, and how can we count votes. It's a complicated system. So just that's a tip and takeaway, you know, that I learned, that I also want to give back to you. Yes. And yeah. Yeah, that's it. I'll just show you the form as well. If you are a German citizen, that form, I think now I can share the screen. So this is the form, the link I've shared. So it's again the name and the address. And here you need to write when did you get the German citizenship? You know, you must have your Einbürgerungs Certificate. On that it must be written. Yeah. Vorher war meine Staatsangehörigkeit Indisch. Yeah. This thing doesn't matter for us because we don't have double citizenship. Yeah. And then just send it to the email address I mentioned. Yes. So these are the 2 steps. So for everything, there's just one email ID. I think this briefwahl.kwr@munchen.de, and for postal voting. And to register yourself, if you're a German citizen, you should do it before 3rd of March. Yeah. And yeah, if you have any questions, please shoot. Like I think some of you already know like my points. I think I missed a few, but yes, do come up. And Nima is already in the district committee of Neuhausen, Nymphenburg again. So
yes,
like
that's right. I hope you hear me now.
Yes, Nima.
Very
Yes.
good. So yes, I'm here in the district committee, and nice to meet you all. So great. Thanks from my side for invitation. I hope my English is good enough. If there are a few misunderstandings from my side, please just say something. Yes, Anshika, great thanks from my side, and great thanks from your great support. Just from my side, it's very important to give us the cross because we want to have a very strong list. We want to have a good team to do the best work for you. And of course, if you have any kind of problems or something where you could have problems, please feel free to ask us at once. Please don't hesitate. Please take our contact. We will do our best for you. So just a few words from my side. And yes, Anshika, thanks a lot.
Yes, sure, Nima. Thanks. Maybe we can start with questions. Yeah, if someone has questions.
All right, maybe I see some questions already being posted in the chat. And also meanwhile, I start with few common questions which we are receiving from the community. So when you are elected for this post, how reachable you will still be for the community? What is the way to reach you, or what kind of problems, as Nima also mentioned? So wherever the community gets into any kind of a roadblock where they don't get any further support from anybody in the community. So is it the time we reach to you and you will help out or show us a way out or guide us into the right direction? What is it?
I think, yes, I think the basic thing, if we are going into this committee, is that we remain in contact with our communities. And that is what also my basic thinking is. That is why, I reached out just not to the Hindi speaking North Indian Delhi community, but to whole of our Indian communities like the Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Malayali, the Gujarati Samaj, the Shivalayam, and we in fact have an Indian church also in Munich. Yes. So like, I think that should be, I would also propose that I would be the bridge, if to take the pain points then to this platform, and how reachable, that is the answer for that. But
And
there is no,
for-
yeah.
And just from my side, you can already contact me at once if there is something. I'm in the district committee, and of course we will be reachable. We will visit you. We will be here for you. It's our job. And if you would not do it, you have a possibility to say in 3 years again, come on, I will not vote them again. But this will not happen because we will be available. We are just now available. Anshika will give you later my contact details. If there is something, we will do our best. I will not promise anything, but I can just promise that I will do my best to see how can I fix or solve your problems, just from my side. So we will not disappear after the elections, just to know for you.
Yeah. All right, thank you. And as you mentioned, it is your job to help the community. Just for the clarity of my colleagues and my friends in the community, is it a kind of job to you, or is it a kind of post? What you are now going with the government, meaning, do you get a salary for this, or how it works from your end?
There is no salary to it. It's a community service. I think for the sittings you get a couple of euros, 5-10 euros or something if you go for the meeting, but it's not a salary based. And I think the meetings, if I'm not wrong, Nima, are every 2 weeks after office time. Yes,
It will
around
be
5
similar
o'clock.
to the district committee. We are talking about maximum 100, 150 euro per month. If you are visiting the meetings, if you don't visit anything, you will not get anything. So it's just more that you are sitting, you are preparing, and it's just a small support from the city of Munich to say, thank you that you take the time. But if you don't do anything, if you don't visit, you will not get anything. So we don't do it regarding money, because I think I could earn more money with other things.
Yeah, it is just to make it clear that it's all the community service, what you are doing for the sake of community, but not looking at like a job you take up.
Yes.
All right, the last question from my side before I hand over to my other friends in the call. So there are a few things which we have thought of, like what we need from the German government or the authorities here, but we don't have any channel to reach them out. We know what we want, and we also know that yes, the government supports in these areas for these communities, but we don't know the correct channel, because some communities we hear they are getting somewhere some help, but they also got that help by accident. So when we ask them, how did you do that? There is no design process to approach the government to get the right support. So tomorrow, when we have these kind of requirements, if we approach you, will you be in a position to help us or guide us into the right procedure to get this support from the government to the communities?
Anshika, you want, or shall I do?
Nima, I think you are a better person for this.
Yes, so for this, of course, I think you mean the German government. So from number one, I don't know anyone in the German government, but we have connections to the Bavarian governments. We have connections to the member of the parliament in Bundestag and Landtag. We have contacts to the city council. We have contacts to the Bezirkstag of Upper Bavaria. And of course, we can support you if there are questions. I don't know anyone in the German government, but if there would be some kind of question or something to clarify, of course, we can look our members of the parliament to get a connection to the ministries, to the government or something else. Or maybe I misunderstood your question.
Yeah, but at least you answered it, because it's not that we are asking about German government officials, but it is mainly the city council, as you said. So wherever we are eligible for some support, we want to get that support, but we are missing the channels right now.
About the city council, we can do the context. We know the politicians in Munich itself. So of course, I knew a few from the past too. So we know a few of us with the names who have the connections. If there would be something to clarify, of course, we can do our best for supporting you. But for your communities, of course, if you need, for example, money for your projects, we can do it already today about the district committees too. We can do it about the Migration Council or Migrationsbeirat. And what we can do, of course, is to go to the, for example, Kulturreferat or for Department of Cultural Questions of Munich and ask them directly for money, for example, or another support or for technical support. So with services already given, and for that we can, of course, support you to get the connection, support you what to do. We can brief you. What would be, of course, our job.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. Now I will ask my colleagues and other participants to go with their questions.
Hi, I'm Prasad. Hi, Anshika. I am from Moosburg. I have a vote. I can get the vote for this one, or we are not eligible?
I think Landkreis, that will be in Landkreis Munich. No, I think it's only the Munich people who can vote for this local election.
Okay.
Yes.
Then it comes out of Munich. So thanks.
Okay.
Hi, Anshika. This is Aravind. We chatted today briefly in Facebook. Yeah. So I have a couple of questions for you. First question is, so you are now representing CSU, or I mean, like my general question is, so the committee which will be formed will have any political influence on your decisions?
Okay, good question. So a few, like the list that we have, a few of us are from CSU, like Nima is from CSU. I'm from, I think 5 of us out of 15. But there are, in total, there are 21 lists, if I'm not wrong, who are candidating, And when you get into the Migrationsbeirat, different people, it's not based on party. Nima, correct me if I am wrong. So there is no SPD or CSU fraction, right? Like you are individual then.
Also, just from my side, of course, you have a kind of political influence of yourself, but of course we are our persons, so we can look at positions, we can check out situations, we will talk to each other, and of course we will look what's the matter. But of course, I'm just a member of the CSU, Anshika is a member of the CSU, but we will not have a kind of boss of the party who's saying, Anshika, Numa, you have to do this one or you have a problem. No, we have. The only thing is we can do it by our own brain, by our own knowledge, and we will work on that base. And of course, we will have at the end a few groups in the Immigration Council, but we will each talk to each other. The German meaning would be Kollegialorgan. It would be a collegial councils where we are talking to each other, where we are looking all for a good solution. But of course, my personal opinion is our list is the best, and for that you have to vote us.
Good, Nima. And I think, Arvind, you also meant that if we are having a political influence, how much influence is there that if we want to present our applications here, right? To the
yes, my general question is, I follow a lot about the political system, and especially in Munich and surroundings. So like if we have a common issue for our community, so sometimes that issue can be cannot be supported by, like in their agenda, it will not be there. So in such a case, how you will support us if it has a conflicting with the political party you represent?
No, but I think
on experience, we will not have any kind of problems
then
with
it's
that,
fine.
because
Then
of
it's
course,
fine.
if we want to support you, I don't see any reason from the CSU why we should not support you. For example, we will check out your project. We will see what's the financial issues. We will see what's your planning. Maybe if it's a little bit very expensive, we will talk with you. I cannot say today we will give you a full amount for a project, but of course, how I know it from the district committee, we will support, and we are checking the situations out. And maybe it's just making sense to talk with us before you come with your project, to make it optimized, to have the knowledge how to do it on its best, because it can ever be, maybe we have 10,000 euros and we have 200 projects. Maybe there could be a shortage regarding the amount of the projects who are coming, but of course this must be checked ever at the beginning, and I cannot promise, but what I can promise is that we will do our best to support you, of course, too.
Thank you. The second question I have is, I will wrap up very fast. So I generally attend the Bezirk Ausschuss meetings in my locality. So if I have any issues related to the school paths, or if there is any disturbance in nearby park, I try to represent them in my Bezirk Ausschuss. So, but most of the times I was unsuccessful. So since most of, like many of my community guys, they are slowly getting German citizenship, I understand in general all the community problems, but since we as Germans also, like after getting citizenship, we are also voting, like participating in the voting. So we would like to also have, like, how could you solve our local problems? Just as I said, yeah, getting some pedestrian walk on the going to school or something, or like if any disturbance in the local area. So this needs also, we, as Sridhar ji told, so we need some path to we don't know whom to complain or whom to, yeah, I mean to say I know a little bit, but not everyone know it. So in this way, will you be able to help us? Yeah, that's a general question.
So, Arvind,
which will help you.
Yes, which bay are first? Arvind, tell that.
I'm 16, Bea 16.
Oh, I can just only say it's our job. We will do our best. If there's a problem in your district committee, I would, number one, contact the district committee from my side to ask them. Number two, of course, we have a city administration. It's their own job. It's make no difference that it's coming from the district committee number 16 or from Immigration Council, Migrationsbeirat. It's for our job to work on that. And in case of emergency, if there's a problem, I will go to I will call the city administration and tell them this problem must be solved. You have to check it out, or we will write it in German. What's the problem? Especially because some people in the German administration were not very strong in English, for example, and we will find a good way to do it. The problem is just in the past, it was not so much the task from an immigration council to concentrate on this topic, but we will do it from our side. We need your hints. You have to come, you have to say, this is the problem. Of course, I will see things too, and I will bring it out in the council, but I need your support, especially your support from all of you, to know what's the issue, where is the problem, where we can start to talk with the city administration and absolutely do our best.
Thank you. One last question and I'm done. So are there any real real use cases which are seriously solved in the previous the previous committees? Either it's East German or like doesn't matter. Just one example where we can see like, okay, this has been solved by this committee, like, or at least represented to a upper level, something.
I will just say from my district committee, it was 12 years ago, I wanted to have Wi-Fi in my library because there was no Wi-Fi. And I started an application in my district committee to say, hey, we need Wi-Fi in the libraries of the city of Munich because there is nothing and it's absolutely nonsense. It was about 2009, 2010. Later, we got it. So it was a long fight. It was long meetings because, as Anshika said, this is Germany. we think we are very modern, but sometimes we are very lazy. We don't want to do it at once, or we are asking, do we need it really? But of course, we will bring the topic to the table. And I had already a few successes. This with the Wi-Fi was just was one from the past. And of course, we would continue with, we would look, where can we solve small problems, which can be solved very fast. There are big problems. This will take probably a little bit time, but we would sit on that. But yes, such kind looks like this TIP committee or Migrationsbeirat immigration office can solve problems. And it's their job. It's their job to show in the city where are the problems, where are the concerns, how can we solve it.
Thank you, Nima. Thank you very much. Thank you, Anshika, and all the best to both of you.
Thanks. And Arvind, I'll give you Nima's contact, so he will connect with the BEA 16 guys, okay? Then you bring up that issue.
I know like couple of Green Party guys who are from BEA 16. Yeah, but it would be nice to get more support. Absolutely. That would be great. Thank you.
You will contact you. Anshika will send you my contact, and I will make a contact. I will talk with my party friends. I knew a few from another parties too, but I will contact them and ask how I can support you.
That would be great help. Thank you, both of you.
Thank you, Arvind. Yes.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. So hi Anshika, hi Nima, and this is Ravi from here. So for on 19th, so along only passport is sufficient, or something caveat we should be bring to the vote, or only passport is enough to? I mean, yes, along with the postal ballot.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, this Wahlschein, I think, and there must be all the details written. Your Wahlschein and your Ausweis, I think, yeah.
Okay, that is enough.
You need to show, yeah.
Okay, and one more thing, these elections will be coming every year, or only just is kind of.
Usually it's yeah, my kid is here. So usually it's every 6 years. I think it's every 6 years.
Okay.
But Nima, correct me if I'm wrong. So this time they want to combine it with the local elections, like the city council elections in 2026. So maybe this time it will be a term of 3 years, but usually it is 6 years rhythm.
Okay.
That's right. This will be this time for 3 years, because in future elections will be done with the city council elections. The background is, of course, to show the immigration council is very important for Munich, and if it's very important, we have to do it at the same time as the normal city council vote is doing. This will be done. Sorry for my wrong English. And for that, of course, in this time, we are just voting for 3 years. But in 3 years, we will vote for 6 years. And for that time, of course, we will have a very short time, but in that short time, we will do our best, of course.
Okay. Yeah, I'm done. And anyway, my questions already covered previous colleagues. And thank you, Mata, for organizing this. And all the very best, Anshika and Lima. And looking forward.
I have Nima. Hi, myself Nagar. So like I was told by my couple of my friends that previously, like many were trying to have an extended for their parents, like the parental visa which is given in USA or in Australia. In Germany, we have, unfortunately, it's only for 3 months, like 90 days or in between 81 to 90 days. So how can you influence, like I assume that the Munich mayor is from the SDP, Social Democratic Party. And how can you influence? Maybe I don't know whether this forum is the right way to ask, but normally to influence this, do we have any kind of?
Because it's not the task of the Immigration Council, because this is a question of the German Bundestag and the question of the Foreign Ministry. Again,
it's actually like we have done a lot of research. It's actually EU level. Yeah, I think Olga, who's at number 1 in our list, she's from Ukraine. Just a moment. Please
so just we cannot solve it in the Immigration Council. Of course, we can write a letter to the ministries to check it, and we can talk with the members of the parliament, but it's nothing which can be solved in the city of Munich area, because it's a thing which will be done from the embassies, of the German embassies abroad. So of course we can write messages, but of course it's a little bit more complicated. It's not so easy to solve it.
Yes. So, but that is the main thing about it. I think Olga also the one. So I think also in my campaign, I mentioned it, that what Nima also mentioned, we can escalate it, we can highlight these topics, especially from the Indian community, that this is a pain point because it's not yet visible. We can write to the ministers, and I propose then if I get in, or now Nima is here, if Nima gets in, if our list members get in, then our different organizations can write to me or to Nima or our list members and say, this is our pain point. We want these visa issues to be solved, and we can further escalate it to the ministers, as he said. But we need to start somewhere to bring this pain point highlighted. And I think with political exchange we can go further, but obviously we cannot, as like Munich people, not solve it, but we have to take the first step, like we always discuss in other committees as well. You have to take the first step to highlight it from the Indian community as well.
That's just Anshika. Before we continue, just one thing, I have to go now because I have visit from Iran by the family, and tomorrow the person will leave us. And well, it was already a little bit not angry, but I want to see me now. And the question would be only just, are there still questions for me? If yes, I will answer them. Otherwise, I have to say goodbye, and a big sorry from my side about this family issues, because you're seeing it's absolutely a volunteer work what we are doing.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Nima, for joining us and giving information. We will be in touch with you, definitely. And all the best for the new elections. Okay?
Yes. Thank you, Nima.
Thanks a lot. And I wish you a nice evening. And dear Anshika, thanks a lot for your invitation, and to all, thanks a lot for a nice evening today.
Yeah, you too have a nice evening, Nima. Thanks for coming in. Bye-bye.
Yeah, one more question, Anshika. Like I saw in the list, Nima is there, and also you're also there. So can we vote to both the people, or either we have to choose one voter? Maybe this question is silly, but I just want to understand. It's like we can vote, and also can vote.
Good question. Like that is what I mentioned. If you just if you vote for list 6, like there's a circle in front of list 6. If you put a cross over there, it means you vote for everybody in the list 6, like from person 1 to person 15. So there are 40 votes that you have, and then it goes like 1 vote first for each 15 members. Then another, so 15 votes gone, okay? Then another 1 vote to each 15 members. So 30 votes used up. Yes, so each member has 2 votes now. Now you have 10 more votes left. Then again, 10 votes to the list members starting from position 1. So people till position, no, 30. Yes, people till position 10 will get 3 votes. Yes, like, and 3 votes is the maximum you can get if you put a cross on on any list. And if you just put a cross on my name or Nima's name, like 3 crosses, you should put if you want to elect someone. So if you put 3 crosses in front of Nima and my name, it means you have used 6 votes that you have, but then you are losing. Please behave yourself. But not the 34 votes they're lost then, because you didn't vote anyone else, right?
Correct.
So yeah, and if people want to do it, then you should vote 13 people. If 3 crosses, 13 people. Like, I know this question would come next, so that's why I'm answering, but it doesn't make sense, because it's better, like, if you are in a list, then that people hold together and then people support each other. Like you just saw Nima as well, right?
Yeah.
So it makes sense then if you are a team, then like this is a tip from me, which I've learned in the German system. If you want to support a couple of people, then you just go for the list.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for your answering all your questions. Thank you.
Yeah, hi, Anshika. It's just a continuation for that question, actually. So how do you function as a team? Means like, for example, your team of 15, and how do you align with different countries, different foreign countries? Like, for example, there's Ukraine, Syria, Italy, and India. So is there, for example, the point of contact, if you're elected, the point of contact for all Indians would be Anshika, or it is like together as a team, you will represent all other countries as well?
Okay. Yes. So it's like, no, please don't take this. So then when we have 40 members, then we stand then obviously not only for India or for Ukraine or for this, we are together for all the international diaspora, right?
Okay.
Because yes, enough. And now if I get elected, then obviously my bias is towards the Indian community. So I would be your contact. And if I
Okay.
get also more of my, I would love that you also get connected, my Indian communities, with more of the people from Migrations Bharat, then you have your connections there as well.
Yeah.
And then how it works as a team is like, if you have 15 members, it doesn't mean that all the 15 would get elected, like I am at place 5, Nima is place 2. So depending upon the number of votes a list gets, so that is how it would work. No, maybe if 100 votes are there, so number 1 gets in, 200 votes, number 2 gets in, if 300 votes, 3 gets in. If not, then the 4 and 5 don't get in. Maybe if you give to the list and not to the candidate specifically, like, and it's just ethical from my side also. Although I'm on number 5, I always say give to the list, because I want to be honest to my colleagues and just have an ethical code of conduct.
Yeah, sure.
Because people can also say, if they're just a bit behind, that give vote only to me, then I would skip ahead in the list, because the others didn't get the vote and only I got the vote in my list.
Yeah, understood you.
But that's why to do all this. I think if people are motivated, then we will get enough.
Sure. Yeah, definitely will. Thank you, Anshika.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
All right, so we are well over time, but I would like to say thanks to Anshika for your time and sparing this 1 hour from your life just to explain this to all of us.
Thank
And
you.
we
Yes.
all wish you all
Excuse
the
me,
best for
I
that.
have a question. I think I missed it. I have a question.
Yes.
I raised my hand, but I didn't get the chance to speak.
Oh,
So
sorry.
yeah.
Please go ahead.
Anyways,
Sorry.
hi Anshika. My question is related to the right now we are facing a lot of difficulties especially in the Munich immigration office regarding getting the appointments or some application like there for pending for long than 6 months. Is it your position can impact on this process?
From the immigration on the house in the Ausländerbehörde, you mean, right?
Yes, immigration office.
Yes, I think this we can take it to the Migrationsbeirat and highlight it. This what is the bottleneck? Why are the applications, being called so much? I think this we can take up and present this issue, because it's not only just a couple of people facing this issue. Many people are facing this issue.
Exactly.
So
it's not like
yes.
a country oriented, it's like overall.
Yeah.
And I think this issue is very specific for the Munich immigration office, because I think we all know that other small immigration office where the application goes faster, and here we also have the issue that we need an emergency case to get an appointment as well, and which is sometimes they simply don't agree with the reasons we tell them for the appointments.
I think yes. I think sometimes it's because they do not have enough personnel, enough people at the office, at the Migrationsbeirat office. Sometimes the system is slow, it is not digitalized, and so there are a few bottlenecks, why it takes so much of time, and that is for all the immigrants. I think this issue can be highlighted. This issue should fall under us, and we can. So how it works usually is that we have an issue when, like, out of 40 people, excuse me, they sing Mama is in a meeting. Please, sorry for that. So if 21 members say out of 40 members that yes, it's a valid issue, then the application moves to the city council. And there they decide also if a few members, like more than 50% of members say, yes, it's a valid issue, then they take action on that. So this is how it works. And I think people would support that.
Okay, and for that, we have to approach you directly, writing to you that this are the issues
Yes,
of course, it's not a personal, but it's a community based. So
right. I think, yes, I would also then get to learn then that how do I present applications in the board. I think if Nima is there, Olga is there, the other colleagues, so I need to present application. Yes, then you need to approach me and we need to sit together and make these applications. What are the pain points, what are the issues, and then I can take it forward. And the good point is that, when we have these meetings, I can now invite you also as guest for the meetings. Like Arvind mentioned, he goes to the Betsik Ausschuss or district committee meetings. I can invite you to the Migrationsbeirat meetings, so we can learn together as well.
okay, thank you very much. Could you please share your contact details, and also the last question, like once there is a results is there, how do we know who wins and like who will be in the final community?
So I think elections on 19th of March, and they take 1 or 2 days to count the votes. And then I think 1 or 2 days or maximum, and the results would be published then. Then of the elections. And the city council then has the right, the government has the right to elect 10 more members who they think are good for the people, are good for the government. That would also be decided within 1 week then. So within 1 week, it'll be open online, and obviously I will also share on Facebook and everywhere in with Sridharji and Mata group. So
okay,
so it'll be
much.
on public platform. Yeah.
Thank you very much, and all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, it's already 1 hour. So Sridhar, you want to give some thanking note? Thanks, Anshika ji, for your time and answering all the questions.
Thank you.
And one last question to Sridhar. Sridhar, you said that there is a WhatsApp group. Can you give the link? I'll post it here in this chat so that people can join. And if there are any further questions, they can still contact there.
Yes, yes. So Anshika, you
sure.
have this WhatsApp group created for this campaign. So I would recommend you to share that in the chat so that we can distribute to our community members who could not make it today to the meeting. Maybe they have a question, they will raise it in that group directly to you.
Then I'll share with you the link, Sridharji, and you can.
I will do that. Okay.
Good. Thank you.
All right,
Hope the session
thank you
was
very much.
informative. Yes.
Yes, yes, definitely. Thank you very much for your time, and also all the very best. We are here to support you, and also we are happy that we have a voice in name of Anshika to the chairman, to the city council. So we are happy, and also I want to tell to our participants that see, this is an opportunity for us to have our representation in this advisory board. So take your time. It really matters whom we are supporting, and to make our voice visible, or at least listened by somebody. This is an opportunity for us. It came as Anshika ji this time. Let's use this opportunity and make best out of it. So please vote with what you have got now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank
you,
you,
Ranjit, for arranging this call in a short notice.
Thanks, Sridhar. Thanks, Anshika ji. And we are closing the session. Thanks, everyone, and have a nice evening.
Thank you, and all the
bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thanks.
Bye. Good night.
Good night. Bye.